Just making a quick video about how to wire up this kind of alternator. This is a CS130, and this also applies to a CS144, which is just a little bit bigger. And these alternators were real common in the late 80s until the mid 90s, and they're also popularly used on putting them in older vehicles because they have a pretty decent, amp rating, and like the CS130 tends to be a lot smaller and more compact than the older alternators. And I'm going to show you how to wire one of these up. There's basically two different ways you can wire this alternator up. And so, of course, you're going to want to get yourself a connector that'll go into your CS alternator here. And this particular connector has all four wires on it. And there are different styles of this connector. Some of them only use one wire. Some of them use two wires. Others might use three. This particular one uses all four wires, and you're not going to use all four wires, but this particular one does have all four wires, and they can be color coded differently depending on what your make model the alternator came on. So first I'm going to go ahead and show you the easiest, quickest way to wire up this alternator, and you just need two wires. Of course, you're going to want to wire this one up to your battery, and it has to be a decently thick gauge, 8 gauge or 6 gauge cable. And up here you're going to notice you got lettering that marks each little terminal inside of this connector. You got a P, which means pulse. You got an L, light. You got an F as field, and you got an S there, which is sense. And the easiest way to hook up this alternator is to, of course, connect the battery and connect this F wire to a switched 12 volt power source, basically having power only when the ignition key is on. And then these wires over here, they don't even need to be connected to anything. This wire over here is actually connected to the same thing as this right here internally, so this one doesn't have to be connected. If you want, you can connect it to, like, say, a fuse panel or some kind of power source. The only thing is, on this one, this wire here, you don't want to connect it to anything that's really high power, because what will happen if you connect this to a high power source, it'll get this connector really hot and it might burn this connector eventually. So this is really what you want to use. Really, I don't like to connect this wire right here. Okay, so that's the easy way to connect this, just using this F wire here, this black wire on this connector here, just 12 volt source, and this one directly to the battery. The second way to wire this is by using an idiot light, or like a low charge warning light, and this one has to be connected to a light bulb, an incandescent light, not an LED, and then the other side of that light bulb connected to a switched 12 volt source. And basically, if this alternator stops charging for whatever reason, that light will light up and let you know that the alternator is not charging. And so, it's also a two wire setup. This one just needs to be connected to the battery once again. This one connected to your light, and it'll charge just fine with just these two connected. Just like this two are the only two that need to be connected, except the only difference is on this one right here, it can be connected to a direct 12 volt source switched, in case you don't want to use the idiot light. If you do want to have a warning light, then this is the one to use, but you cannot connect this one directly to a 12 volt source, or you'll eventually burn out this alternator. So this one goes to your warning light. This one over here is just for this one goes to the stator. This one is like a pulsing output, and so, but anyway, that's what that one is for. And so there you go. That's how you connect it. You can also have both of these connected right here. You can have this one connected to a 12 volt switched, and you can have this one connected at the same time to that warning light. One good thing about connecting both of these is that, let's say that warning light goes out, let's say it burns out, and this is the only wire that's connected, and you don't have this one connected. Let's say that warning light actually burns out for whatever reason, then this alternator is going to stop charging because it's no longer going to have an input to get its to charge the battery. So so what some people like to do is connect both of these, this one to a switched power source, this one to your warning light, and that way if your light goes out, you still have this one, you know, giving input to the alternator, and it'll still continue charging. So that's yet another way this can be connected. And so there you go. I just figured I'd make a quick video about how to wire this alternator. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.